Last month, I created a new offer for my business strictly using Claude, and here's how it went. In the past, if you launch something for your business, a downsell, an upsell, cross sell, whatever that may be, this is what you needed. You needed a positioning consultant, someone to come in, tell you what to do, the market, etc. You needed a copywriter to actually write the email sequences, the announcements, the pricing pages, etc. You needed a tech person to come up and wire the back end, the email reminders, the follow-ups, the branches. If someone does this, then send them here. If someone does that, then send them there, those types of things. And finally, a competitor research or some type of analyst that does this for you as well. You needed to get all these people in place. You need to make sure that they were talking to each other. Everyone's on the same page, and then they had to build out everything, and then you launched. Now, while this is successful, it took a long time, opposed to doing all of it with just Claude, which is what I did. It only took me about 4 weeks to do this, and $0 was paid to outside people to actually get this offer up and running. Because if you think about it, you know what you want to launch, you just need help launching it. And Claude is the best AI model as a business assistant. So in this video, I'm going to cover the pros and the cons of using Claude to create an actual offer for you, how my actual launch went, and how I actually use Claude to do these specific things for me and get this offer launched properly. Now, what is the actual offer that I created? Well, it's a downsell and a low ticket offer because I've had to turn down hundreds of people for our agency that couldn't afford our high ticket services of 3, 4, 5K plus, all right? So I created something that is a downsell. It's meant to nurture people and give people value in proportion to what they paid. People that, again, could not afford our agency services, I'd rather actually make an impact, work with them and help them. So hopefully they get such good results with our low ticket thing that they can upgrade it to our paid thing in the future when we make the money. So that's the whole idea of why I created this. Also, the cash flow and make money, of course, to pay for our other expenses is something that I created this for. And this is what it is. It's a community, right? So you've probably seen school before. This is where I hosted it. And you can sort of see a few of the numbers right here. This is what it is. And that's the reason I actually created it. So what Claude went ahead and helped me with is, first of all, just the positioning. Starting a new offer sometimes is daunting. There's so much stuff, especially mental masturbation is what they call it. You watch so many videos, the Alex Ramosi videos and this business person's videos, and then you do all these things. You just never end up launching. And it takes like a long time. So positioning is super hard. Claude helped me with this. Competitor scraper, to see what other people in my industry are doing. I'll show you that skill right now. Building the actual assets, so getting everything actually going, prepping everything, filming everything, etc. Launching the email sequence to send out to my newsletter to actually get people in, and then the kit.com, backend automations, everything like that. Everything Claude helped me with. It was really helpful. So the first thing is the positioning. What a lot of people do is they record the lessons, pick a price, announce it, and then nothing works. You have to work the opposite way. So you have to start with who is this for, then pick the price and the engagement, etc., the outcome, and then work back and you record the lessons last. Like that's the last thing you do. You have to position this first and think backwards. Do not do it the other way. Do not start recording stuff and then piecing it together as you go, because the last thing you want to do is re-record modules, re-record or redo whatever that it is that you're building, right? You want to start with the end goal in mind and then work backwards from there. And I knew this, but Claude helped me execute on it. That's the whole point. So literally what I gave Claude is my YouTube analytics. I give it all of my sales calls. I give it my ICP profile, my competitor research, community questions, what people in our free community were asking. And I put this all in Claude, and Claude gave me a really good doc of positioning. How should I position this community? How should I position this downsell? Who is it for? Who is it not for? How are we marketing it? What's the language on the pages? All those things matter, and they all need to be cohesive and together. And Claude helped me with this. And Claude helped me execute and come up with this amazing positioning that the community pays for itself. We wanted to make this a no-brainer for people to join. It's $47. It'll probably cap out at $97 as people join and we increase the price, just have a quality group of members in there. This needs to pay for itself, right? So within this actual community, we have things that will literally replace softwares that you're using. We have something that will help you generate whiteboards and generate presentations. So you don't have to pay for GenSpark. You don't have to pay for Excalidraw. We have things in here that will help you create thumbnails for your videos. So you don't have to create or pay a AI thumbnail generator. We have things that will script your YouTube videos. So you don't have to pay for Poppy AI or some AI script writer. So you could cancel all those subscriptions and join our thing. So it's literally just a positive ROI just from the money. You're canceling more softwares, then you're saving that money, and that money is more than what it even costs to join ours. Like that's literally the bare bones thing. We wanted to make it that clear. It's like, hey, that is the ROI of the community. It's a no-brainer. So Claude helped me come up with that positioning, and then all the added benefits, the calls with me that you get when you join, all these different things, right? So the positioning was huge, and I love the ROI approach. Like you're literally going to make money just by canceling stuff that we have inside that we provide for you all in one, right? So the positioning was done by Claude, and it's helped me write the copy of the pages, the marketing, etc. Also, if you want to launch your own offer, I'll leave a launch toolkit down below, just a one-pager of some prompts I used, the direction I took in doing this, so you could do it for yourself. You could just go ahead and grab that down below. All right, next is one of my favorite things. It's competitor scraping turning real market data into a pricing strategy. This is not a Google search. So this is a comprehensive skill that we built that I'm going to show you the output of in a second, that goes in, looks at all my competitors, what their communities are doing, what their downsells are doing, and helps me build and work off of that. All right. So what this looks like, and I'll show you this, is I ran the scale, and this is a report that I literally ran today. This is May 5th, and this is what it did. All right. So these are all the channels that I'm tracking, and these are all the offers that those channels are selling. So primary offer for Matt, primary offer for Brock is school. You can see school. A lot of people are doing school. So what I could then do is I could see what people are doing, what people are changing. I could see all in one single snapshot, the pricing people are doing, what they're selling it at, etc. All right. So it's really helpful for me to come up with my own pricing, come up with my deliverables, come up with everything like that. All right. So we could see some new news is Sandy launched a school, replacing her old school. Very interesting. The new community is $47 a month, AI content system. See, it scraped everything, right? There we go. It's even like pinning video. So this guy right here, he switched his video in his bio. So it's really, really finite detail. And I could see exactly what everyone is doing at one single slash command. I'll have to go and look through everyone's things. I could see that 18 or 38% of my people are monetizing via a community. That's why I decided to do it as well, because a lot of people are doing it. It's working. It'll probably work for me as well. So almost 40% of my competition is doing this. 29% have a newsletter. 20% are doing agency only. So I have all of these options, right, for monetizing my social media. And this is helping me put this together, all right? So it tells me the pricing, etc., and then tells me the gaps. How can I come in and I could take what's working for other people and I can make it work for myself? So this is so valuable. And it told me that competitors are pricing at this price. So I'm going to start at this price. All right. That's sort of one of the insights it gave me, but it gave me so many other things to help me come up with pricing and strategy and positioning in the market. So I'm not similar to anyone else and I'm in my own lane, but I'm also not starting from complete scratch and a complete outlier, because you want to be similar to what other people are doing. That's how it's going to work for you. If it's working for 40% of my competitors, it's going to work for me. So I can't be too different, but I do want to be different in some sense, right? So this really helped me just get a gauge on what's working, and then I can adapt towards that as I launch. Because again, if you've ever launched something, it takes a long time to get everything in order. You second guess yourself, this, that, and the other. This helps me just boom, go ahead and launch. By the way, if you want the competitor intelligence skills, this will be in our actual community down below. Would love for you to check it out, and I will see you inside there if you're interested. Next is building the assets. So a lot of you guys probably use Claude to help you generate copy and assets and all these different things. So it helped me create 5 modules, 20 lessons, and 20 resources. Now, this is not Claude creating everything and then me dumping it in the community. Claude is aggregating stuff I already have. All right. So we've run an agency for 2.5, almost 3 years now. We've done $1 million in client results for our clients. All of that is living in my Claude, living in AI. All right. So all we're doing is systemizing that. It's helping me output all of that, structure all of that. Then I create the resources, I film over the resources, boom, it's in the community. So that's how it goes. It's more so organization of the 5 modules. I just brain dumped everything into Claude. Say, hey, here are all of our scripting frameworks. Here are all of our monetization frameworks, our VSL scripts, our landing pages, our newsletters, everything. Boom, here it is, Claude. Help me organize this into 5 modules. Help me organize the modules into 20 lessons, etc. Right? So sort of going down the line there. That is how I went ahead and built the assets with Claude. Instead of me going through all of our Google Drives and putting it together, Claude just helped me literally probably save me 90% of this task. The 10% is me reading through everything and then recording everything. Actually, I would say 80%. Recording is a lot of work. If you've ever done that, if you know, you know. But yeah, Claude helped me very much here because it just helped me get this out quicker. The faster you get this out, the better feedback cycle you get from people. And then the faster it gets actually better, it actually becomes a viable offer for you and it actually works. All right. So you want to make sure that you're not waiting too long on these things. So you want to launch a quality launch, like a 7 out of 10 launch. So you want to be confident in it, get more feedback, get more changes from that feedback, and then launch again. So that's sort of the cycle we want to get into. You do not want to wait for it to be perfect because it will never be perfect when you launch it. So that is number 3. It helped me build out the assets, including Claude MDs, workflow templates, and just organizing it overall, and then help me scope out these paid tools that I then give to my team. We're actually building software for the people of this community to, again, generate thumbnails, script out YouTube videos, all those different things. Next, we have the email sequence and the launch copy, which is really, really important. You can have a community, but if no one knows about it, you need to let people know about it. So luckily enough for me, I have a following and I launched this to a few thousand people. And I just sent people to a simple launch sequence. Email, email, email. And each email did a different thing. This just like introduces them, intro, problem aware, and this is like pitch. All right, now that's not the exact thing, but that is sort of how it went. Claude helped me write all of the copy for this, hyperlink everything, think about everything, look at my competitors and what they're doing, and adapt to make an email sequence. So the goal again is to drive my email users in, and on the other side, I monetize, right? That's the goal there. And Claude helped me do that. It didn't work as well as I thought it would. I thought I would get more conversions, but that's a learning lesson, right? So we launched, we got some feedback, and now we're going to do another launch in another month with the up and improved modules, copy, positioning, all those different things, right? That's how you want to do it. Okay, gave me a full 9-day conversion sequence, announcements, deadlines, and gave me everything to just go ahead and send. And the best part is I actually gave my email software to Claude Code. So Claude Code literally just wrote the emails for me and then scheduled it out for me as well, which is pretty cool. Gave me the announcement, client win post, curriculum walkthrough, 7-day warning, 3-day warning, 12-hour final push. So it's like, hey, this is launching in 7 days. Hey, you have 3 days left to join. Hey, 12 more hours and we're closing it off, etc. So that is what it did for us, and it worked pretty well. Builds urgency, and then again, people convert from there. And it also took into account things like this. So this was in my positioning. I launched this and I was so straightforward in my email copy saying, hey, this is not 100% finished. I'm building this as I go. So the founding rate will only be $47 a month for XYZ time, right? Which is what it still is right now. We're going to bump it up probably in the next day or so because I'm building as I go. And Claude took this into account and it wrote the emails perfectly to say, hey, like this is not finished. So join now. So as I increase, you're always locked in at this given price. Okay. So that is just an example of how Claude really dialed in the tonality and the language behind the actual launch to match what the actual reality was. I didn't want Claude to pitch this like a polished, perfect community because it's not. All right. So that is sort of, again, something Claude took into account that I thought was pretty cool. And finally, we have the kit.com, which is my email newsletter software, and backend automations. So setting up everything in make.com, the automation workflows, triggers and segments, all those different things as well. So you have to think about how many different permutations of like stuff happens on. When you are in an email sequence, first of all, this needs to be automated, which is super easy. But what happens after is things need to be automated outside of platforms. So let's say they go through this and they still didn't convert. So a person comes into the email newsletter sequence and they still don't convert. Well, now I have to put a tag on them. Now I have to update the CRM. Now I have to, send a Slack message to try to convert this person because I thought they were a good fit. So there's a lot of stuff you have to tie together on the back end so nothing falls through the gaps. Another thing you have to think about this, right? This is something I didn't think about and I had to build this really quickly with Claude. Let's say someone goes in, right? You send them the newsletter and you want them to monetize. They see the second one, boom, and they buy. Well, now that they bought, you can't send them this third email, right? It's going to look like spam. They're like, well, I just bought. Why are you sending me another email? So we have to add a branch here. So like if buy, remove from sequence, right? So there's a lot of stuff they don't even think about. The Claude will walk you through and help you with as you go. Triggers, tags, segments. You have to be organized with this as you launch. Probably the most tedious portion of this, Claude helped me flawlessly set up all the make.com automations, walk me through exactly what to do, how to stay organized so I could always launch again and do it the right way. All right, now what actually happened? So we had a free community with about 1,100 members. It was very inactive, to be completely fair. So in all actuality, I probably sent out a newsletter blast to around 2,200 people, just from like posting on social media, collecting emails, which I'm not that good at, but I'm being better at now. They had 9 days to actually convert. I didn't push it hard. I only did emails. I didn't do many stories or YouTube blasts or anything like that. So I could have done much more. I only want to push when it's really done, to be honest. I did a good amount of pushing, but not too much. And out of the 2,200 people, I probably got around half to see the message. So say 1,000 flat to actually see the message. And then of those people, about 8 people converted, and then 1 person converted into a 3K a month retainer. So we already proved that this works out. They went from low ticket community straight to our high ticket offer. All right, so that already worked, which is awesome. That's sort of the whole goal of this community is you come in, you like the value so much, we're starting to make you money, even giving you instant wins, and you're like, hey, Shaz, just do this for me instead of me doing it myself. Go from there. So the launch didn't go as big as expected, to be completely honest. I'm not trying to tell you to do this all the time, but this is going to be quicker and less expensive than doing this with the whole team, right? So you could bring someone on, they'll do a rev share with you, they'll charge you like 3 to 4K to launch this and build this out for you. Totally cool. If you could do that, yeah, you could have a proper launch. I just wanted to get this out there. I want to get some money in the door. I wanted to start this. So this probably made me, all in all, if this person stays for the 3 months, probably made me around 10K for the launch, which again, I'm not complaining since I did it all myself. I had 0 overhead with this. And the retainer that they bought is also high margin for us. So this is only the start of launching this community. I would love to see you inside to give me feedback as we grow this thing as well. But that is what happened. So I want to keep it truthful with you guys. Had a small list, got a decent amount of low ticket retainers on, got 1 person upsell, which was huge. And that is what the launch did. And the whole goal here was just collapsing the barrier to launch this thing. Got the positioning right, the competitors, I saw those. I launched the actual sequence of emails to let people know about it. The backend automations are all set. They're working. They're running. That was my biggest goal with this. And Claude handled it pretty well. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of times where I got frustrated with it, but it worked. So if you want to launch your own thing with Claude, I will leave a 1-pager down below. And if you want the more in-depth skill, along with all of our other skills, want to post content, use AI to market your business, use AI to grow your business, would love to see you in our community, obviously. And if you like this video, Leave a like and subscribe, especially if you learned something new. And I will see you in this video next, or I will see you in the community down below. I'm looking forward to it. Talk soon.